it seems like such a long, long time ago. It has really been just under 2 months since our church family gathered together in the beautiful, historic, traditional sanctuary of Central Christian Church in downtown San Antonio. I remember the precautions we took back then, knowing so little about the COVID-19 virus. Still, we did have the servants serve with gloves. We were sterile in our delivery of the communion. We did not pass offering plates, but we worshiped and we sang. March 15th was a glorious day of celebration for us. But following that day, since we were one of the few congregations in the downtown area that did meet, we prayed, we met, we discussed, we listened to government and health officials, and ultimately we arrived at a difficult decision that we would not worship together in one place out of concern for safety during this historic time. It was hard, but we learned a new way of doing church together, didn't we? We started making these videos and placing them on the social platforms. We started being better in contact with one another. The elders of the church rallied to the top and they visited the homebound, and then all of the members of the church got a card or a call every week from a different one of our elders, and we connected, we communicated, we prayed, we had joy and sorrow separate and yet united by the Spirit of God's love in Christ. Now is another difficult time for us. Governor Abbott has green-lighted us to gather together in one place in worship, but we have been able to do that under our constitutional rights for a long time. The difference between knowing that we can do something and we ought to do something has been a subject for prayer, for listening to the medical officials, to considering the statistics of our local area, our state, our nation in its battle against this terrible disease, this pandemic. Perhaps the decision to try to meet again together, to start again being traditionally a church family in worship, is in many ways just as difficult as the difficult decision to not meet anymore. But the time is coming for us to consider starting again. Not that the disease has been cured, not that it has been vanquished, not that we feel invincible, but we do feel a rising tide of coming together, a need and a desire to worship again together. And so we are planning to start again, to listen carefully, to decide if we can be safe enough and yet free enough to come together and worship. We will do nothing to endanger our vulnerable population. We do not want anyone to feel compelled in any way to join back in worship. If you are in a vulnerable age group or a condition of health, we encourage you to feel free to stay away, and we encourage you to remember those in prayer who are trying to get together again cautiously, as they will be remembering you in your homes and longing for the day when we will all be together again. It is our prayer. We step cautiously into the unknown, but we do have this one great confidence that God will be with us, and we will move forward, and we will have life again. Beginning on Mother's Day, the 10th of May, we will have baptisms and vows of Christian parenthood and singing and organ music and fellowship together as a beginning. Again, we will take every protocol to be safe, but we encourage you, if you are not comfortable with gathering together at that time, feel free to stay home until you are comfortable to be in a place again with all of us together. God bless you all for considering this new beginning, Mother's Day, a goal. We may not be able to meet then, but we will try. May 10th, 2020. We start to start again.